Hey guys, it's me, Ellie, aka Looks from the Crypt, and today we're diving into the rest of my DVDs, and this will encompass things like TV shows, anime, non-horror generally, and then some horror movies, but more like F tier, like super low budget, like Dollar Tree type shit. And if getting into all the bullshit I own for absolutely no reason sounds like fun to you, grab a snack, grab a drink, and keep on watching. Coming out these in kind of a random way because these aren't really that well organized. They're kind of just thrown into these bins. I need to figure out a better way to do this and actually organize these. It just feels like a really big chore, so I haven't. But first off, we're gonna come in hot with Violence Jack, the complete OVA. I watched not all of this. I watched a couple. I did not finish it. I really need to. Gantz, the complete series. I still haven't watched this either. Here I have Excel Saga, which I really love. This is a really fucking annoying anime. If you're really into annoying, crazy, chaotic, this is basically LOL So Random the anime. I really recommend. Of course, where would I be without him? I have Nathan For You, the complete series. Princess Mononoke. A couple more Studio Ghiblis here. I have Kiki's Delivery Service. Nausicaa. I actually still haven't seen this one. Paprika. Tales from the Earthsea. And why I sat this out to watch, don't ask me, but when I was actually moving some of the shittier stuff so I'd have more room on that shelf out there, I brought this into the room with me so I'd watch it. The Curse of the Witch Doll. I think it just looked really bad, so I was like, I should watch this soon. Alright, it looks like this is actually mostly Dollar Tree horror in this first bin. This is actually from Goodwill. This is called Triloquist. I haven't seen it, but fucking look at that. The back looks really good too. You can see that. This is a Wild Eye movie called Scrawl. Also, just fair warning, a lot of this shit I'm probably gonna be like, I don't know what this is, because it's some random bullshit I bought. Countdown, I did watch this, not the DVD itself, because it's still sealed, but this is a Dollar Tree movie. This is a movie about an app that tells you when you're gonna die. I just remember being really bad. I fucking love this kind of bullshit. Chrome School, Laid to Rest 2. I think I have the other one. The first one laying around somewhere, I'm not sure. I have tried to watch these movies so many times and I just can't can't get into them, and I inevitably stop paying attention. This is Feral. This is some bullshit, some fucking Wild Eye Doll Factory. This one looked really bad, so naturally I was like, hell yeah, let's get it. The Devil's Revenge, Welcome to Hell, and it looks like it stars William Shatner. This cover always gets me. Demon Child 666. I still haven't watched it, but the cover is the sole reason why I have it. I think I got this at a Half Price Books or something. I could be wrong. Demon Hunting, All Souls Day, starring Danny Trejo. I fucking hate this title. Who put this out? Oh, it was RLJ Films. All the Creatures Were Stirring. Looks like it's some kind of holiday horror. And then here I have Beyond the Gates. I did not like this. This is one that I know a lot of people really did enjoy. It definitely caused a bit of a stir when it first came out, but I didn't like it. It's about a VCR board game type thing, and the people that go in. I don't really remember what happens at this point. I know it stars Barbara Crampton, but I just couldn't get into it. I didn't really like it. Did not get behind the hype on that one. Barge People, another Dollar Tree movie. Honestly, most of the shit, I think this whole bin's basically dollar store movies, at least almost. The Midnight Horror Bloody Slashers Collection, Hoboken Hollow, The Secrets of the Clown, Room 33, and Curtains. Life Changer. I doubt it'll change my life, but Backwoods Butchers, Bothered Conscience, Butchered, unrated, Mother's Day's Massacre, and Breadcrumbs. This is The Redwood Massacre, Reality Kills. I think this might be a found footage movie, or yeah, here it says Big Brother with Wes Craven. I fucking love a reality TV show movie. I'll have to remember to watch that one. Robert and the Toy Maker. There's several of these Robert movies from, I think this is Uncorked. I could be wrong. Whatever. Yeah, there's like a fucking million of these. I watched one of them and it was really bad, but I don't really recall. I think this is like literally like the third one in the series, which is kind of silly. Sacrilege. This title, Scare B&B, Scarecrow's Revenge, The Clue movie, House at the End of the Street. This like was really at like every dollar store and every Big Lots for a moment. I haven't seen it. So it's Jennifer Lawrence. Psycho Stalkers, which has 213, Salvage, Asunder, Bleeding Rose, Mother's Boys, and Descendant. Kung Fu Zombies, Evil Little Things. This looks like a fucking doll or some shit kind of movie. The Getaway, The Freeway Killer, Tigers Are Not Afraid. I think this is a Shudder movie in RLJ Films. This was all over Dollar Tree for like ever. I eventually got one. I still haven't watched it. I kind of hate that title, so like it makes me not want to watch it, but one of these days I'll get to it. The Unbidden. Pretty sure this is Shudder. Yeah, it's Shudder. Yummy. Another Shudder movie. I didn't finish this one, called Z. Zombie Apocalypse. Zombie Fight Club. Stalled. It looks like this person's trapped in a bathroom stall, perhaps. I don't know why. This is like one of those moments where I'm like, why did I buy any of this? The Shadow Man. Stage Fright. I still am not sure if this is like a remake of the other one or not. I think it might be. I don't fucking know. I never watched it. Saint Agatha. Some Kind of Hate. I definitely watched this. I remember it being really funny and bad, but I don't like genuinely like remember like what happens in it. Pretty sure it's like some kind of like bad kid camp and like somebody's possessed, if I'm not mistaken. Terror Tales. Tell Me How I Die. I think this is some kind of Slender Man shit. The Tall Man. That's The Summoning. Honestly, this task of going through all these felt really like big and scary, but I feel like we're gonna blow through them considering like so much of them are just like random garbage in here. The Hexecutioners. Honeymoon, starring Topher Grace. This is like more of like a real movie. I haven't seen it though. I think it's like a thriller of some sort. Investigation 13. Lake Fear. Final Girl, another dollar store movie that like was everywhere. Like Dollar Tree had that for like months and months and months. Lake Fear 3. Again, hate this title. It's a Shudder movie. Mon Monsters. I'll probably never watch it because of that title. Malevolence. I actually think I did watch this and thought it was bad. I don't really remember though. A lot of bad movies are pretty forgettable, especially ones that are like I watched before I used Letterboxd, because I feel like reviewing, because I won't just rate something, I'll actually always write something on Letterboxd. I feel like that helps me like retain memory of a lot of these bad films. Let's Scare Julie. This is one that I'm kind of like amazed that this was like as around as it is. Like it's like a Shout Studio Scream Factory movie, but it just looks so bad. I like ended up watching the trailer for this recently because I was thinking about putting it on, but like it looks genuinely so terrible. I'll get to it one of these days, but goddamn. The Ouija Experiment. Dude, all these fucking Shudder movies do be hitting the dollar store. Night Shift, another Shudder movie. This seems to be like anthology of some sort. A Night of Horror, Nightmare Radio, Monstrous. Another one that I could not escape, Prevenge. Again, one like, just like the vibe is so not there for me, but I just kept seeing it every time I went to the Dollar Tree where I was like, sure. The Possessed. This looks pretty awesome though. I like that cover. Playback. Ouija House. Summoning Ouija. And Ouija 3. Exeter. Don't Speak. The Devil's Ground. Not to be mistaken for the Devil's Fairground. I mean like the Devil's Playground, but the Devil's Fairground. Wow. That's bad. Cupid. Dead of the Night. It has Tony Todd, but that doesn't really mean anything because I feel like he will be like in anything. The Dawn. Desolation. Ambition. American Beasts. American Nightmares with Danny Trejo right there on the cover. I think that might be an anthology film. I could be wrong though. Animal Among Us. Beast Mode. This one looks really bad. I fucking hate that title too. Another one where I was just like, I just don't want to do it, but I just kept seeing it around. I think this also is Shudder. Baby Yaga. Or Baba Yaga, sorry. The Bloodlands. Beelzebub. Black Magic. Blood Moon. The Boy, but not like the one you're thinking of. This is like a different one. I wish it was the one, the really popular one with like the babysitter who goes to go babysit, but it's like a doll. That movie had like one of like the funniest plot twists ever for me. Boo! I've heard this is really bad. Bride of Scarecrow. Camp Coldbrook. The Child Remains. Containment. The Coven. Crossbreed. This is War. This bin has some like kind of random shit in it. I have Obsessed starring Beyonce. Some of you guys may know I really do like a like really like unhinged, wild, like Lifetime-esque thriller. This one's actually really fun. I liked it quite a bit. But if you're not like into that kind of movie, honestly, don't bother. But if you are into that kind of movie, this is a pretty good one. An absolute classic. The Room starring Tommy Wiseau. They're doing a showing of this where I live pretty soon, and like Greg Sestero is like supposed to be there like doing something too. I might go. I think it sounds fun. Greg Sestero's Mark, by the way. Ricky O, The Story of Ricky. This is like fucking wild. If you're like an extreme fan and really like really ultra violent, like crazy shit, this is a really good one. This is like an action movie. I haven't seen this. It's Me, You, and Everyone We Know. My partner says this is like actually pretty good comedy. I have yet to see it though. And something I haven't really talked about here, but I fucking love Twilight. So naturally I own the Twilight 5 film pack. I rewatch these pretty regularly. They're just really bad. And like the thing is that in case you haven't like come to the realization yet that Twilight is just camp, this is your notification of that. And if you go in watching that lens, it's so much better. I don't think like people realize that Twilight fans don't actually think Twilight's good. Twilight fans think that Twilight's like a piece of shit movie, and that's why it's awesome. Rage of the Mummy. The Manson Family Massacre. I've heard a lot of really horrible things about this. I've heard this movie's really like particularly bad, so that makes me want to watch it even more. Howl. This cover's pretty cool at least. House of Salem. It's giving Salem's Lot with like the mask. It's like a Wild Eye movie. House of Blood. Shaolin Soccer. Superstar. Damn, I haven't seen this movie in like a really long time. I cry every time I watch this movie. SLC Punk. Actually, this copy like skips. I should definitely get rid of that, low-key. Strange Wilderness. If you're into like a raunchy, like total like gross boy comedy, this one's pretty fun. Tenacious D and the Pick of Destiny. This is like an absolute classic. If you know, you know. Upstream Color. I honestly have no idea what this is. I've heard this name a lot, but I have never seen it. I don't think I've even like read the description or like watched the trailer. Alright, looks like now we're getting to some of the television I have. Danger Mouse, which sounds hella broken inside. Freaks and Geeks. This is an absolute classic. Like a total, like just super good, like teen coming of age comedy. It has a lot of like hella famous people. It has like James Franco and like Seth Rogen and shit like that. I bought this at a 7-Eleven. Dude, tell me why 7-Eleven has like the most random fucking movie selection. I bought the first season of the Andy Milonakis show. Aqua Teen Hunger Force Volume 1. I got this at Goodwill. This is like a really bizarre one. R. Kelly Trapped in the Closet, chapters 1 through 12. I'm not sure if that's like the whole series or not, but like this is a fucking weird one. R. Kelly basically made like this series of like, I think it's like in conjunction with like music video and like show vibes where he is trapped in the closet and he's like watching. I haven't seen this in forever. I'm pretty sure his like girl is like cheating on him while he's in the closet. I could be totally wrong about that, but I probably should watch this because this feels like really bizarre. Oh, this is a bootleg from Sloppy Seconds, actually. MTV's Fear. This was like I don't even remember. I think like people were like in like a haunted place. I haven't watched this in forever. It used to be on YouTube, the whole series. I remember thinking it's really fun. It was like an MTV like spooky like reality show. And as we know, I fucking love Jackass. Like, Jackass is like one of the like most integral parts of my being and how I've come to be the person I am today. I feel like I have the complete series with every movie here. Afro Samurai, Making a Serial Killer. This is like a really long, like 13-part documentary series. I think I like got sent this, or like somebody like included it for free in like a package I bought. This is one of the things I've had since I was like 13. This is like the Ramones live, as a bunch of like different live concerts of them. Real Monsters season 3. I only like whenever I see like a random thing like this at like a Goodwill or like a St. Vinny's, I just end up picking it up if it's a show I like. It's pretty dope. I love this show. Adventure Time. I don't know what season that is, but I have this one too. This is Minor Threat live in DC, I think. Beavis and Butthead, Daria, the complete series, and this is a really fucking wild one. I have both seasons 1 and 2. If you know, you know. Wonder Chosen. It was like MTV's like parody of children's TV. It was like the whole point is that it was really not politically correct, but it was kind of making fun of the shitty people as opposed to being outwardly offensive. But yeah, it's supposed to be like a kid's show. You got puppets. And then, I mean, for reference, when you open it up, this is what you see. I really recommend this if you really like raunchy, like outrageous, like, did they just really fucking say that type of humor? I also have season 2. I absolutely love that shit. One of my favorites. I actually still haven't seen this. Jordan, like, I believe recommended this to me. This is the Ali G show. I have Viva La Bam seasons 2 and 3. Again, coinciding with like the Jackass. I like just am a sucker for that shit. The first and second season of the Trailer Park Boys. I have all of Pee-wee's Playhouse here. I absolutely love Pee-wee's Playhouse. It's like another one of those things I think is really formative to my being. Growing up, I absolutely loved Pee-wee, and yeah, I was devastated when Paul Reubens had passed. Courage the Cowardly Dog, amazing. This is the complete series. I love this. I feel like this is what truly started my love for horror as a kid, was this fucking weird ass show. An absolute classic, the second season of King of the Hill. Again, like if a random thrift store has just a random season of like a show that like is not detrimental to not have the rest, I'll often grab it. This is like a bootleg Invader Zim like DVD that I've had basically like my whole life, because my dad would like burn discs and print out the covers. This is one of those bootlegs. And then same thing for this Cowboy Bebop, another bootleg from my father. Check it out with Dr. Steve Brule, the whole series. Love it. Hey Arnold season 1. I have no idea what this is, if I'm being honest. This looks like bootleg as hell. It's called Keyhole episodes 1 and 2, and just has like a random email on the back, and like it looks like straight up like pixelated and like it's printed on like printer paper. If you know what this is, tell me, because I have no fucking idea. And then this is another newest part documentary series called Death Row, some true crime shit. And then American Hardcore. As you guys may know, I used to be in a hardcore band. Hardcore was a pretty big part of my life. And this documentary is honestly really great if you're not really too familiar with the whole culture that surrounds it. Really blew through those, actually. And now this is my last box. I would say it's like one of the more exciting ones, just because it has shit that you probably have heard of. And I know what it is, as opposed to being like random garbage. Anyways, first thing I have here is actually a pretty weird one. This is Smash Talk the Tales of Teens and Alcohol. I don't know if you guys are familiar with like Red Concrete or like that concept, which is basically educational material that exists. I don't know if schools really do it. When I was in school, which was like 10 years ago now, this kind of material was being used, which is basically it's more or less a gore mixtape with like, it's like a Mondo film. It'll be like gore footage of like real accidents that occurred to scare you out of drunk driving. And on a lighter note, here is Zoolander. And then John Waters' like campy slasher, Serial Mom. I fucking love this movie. I always have. I don't really know what this is. It looks weird though. Bubble. Black Klansman. I actually really like this one. I should probably rewatch it. I watched this originally when it first came out. It's really great, though. I still haven't seen this movie, but this is one of those movies that Jordan's like, this is a really great non-horror flick, 500 Days of Summer. American Pie. This is one of those movies I have not rewatched in recent times at all, but I feel like I should, just to see if it stands up for me, if it's still something that's funny, because I really do love the 2000s, like, virgin, like, sex comedies. Oh wait, this is American Pie Band Camp. I'm pretty sure this is ass, actually. 10 Things I Hate About You, The Warriors, CKY4, The Latest and Greatest. Funny story, this was something I was trying to get for Jordan for Christmas one year. However, he is like particularly like really obsessed with the like Mustard Man skit. And okay, funny story, there are several versions of this in existence, and like they all have different things in them. Like, there's several cuts without the Mustard Man skit, or without like the Skeletor versus Beastman skit, and I love those. So this was like a huge pain in the ass to find. If you were after CKY4, just know that there are several versions that may or may not have what you want, your favorite skits or whatever. I have a Chihuahua named Larry, so naturally I own the Chihuahua movie for him to watch. A great Kevin Smith movie. I really love Chasing Amy. I feel like this movie's like honestly really great. I feel like it gets a lot of flack for people, you know, because this is very much pretty misogynistic and like male fantasy, and like has a lot of things to say about that. But I feel like it's a lot of commentary around like women's sexuality and like how men perceive that, as opposed to actually advocating for the characters. Like, I don't think we're supposed to think that the men here are good, but whatever. Absolute classic, The Dark Crystal. I also fucking love this movie. This is one of my favorite comedies. Don't Be a Menace to South Central while drinking juice in the hood. If you have not seen this classic comedy, I really recommend. Also, in case you haven't noticed, there's a trend here. I really like the like 90s Y2K, like 2000s comedies. Dude, Where's My Car? The Day Time Ended. It's an older flick. Death Proof. 16 Candles. My grandma sent this to me when I was 16, and it's still sealed. I have not watched it since. I love this movie. This is Monster, starring Charlize Theron. I don't know how they made her look like that, but they did. This is the like biopic about Eileen Wuornos, the very famous woman serial killer whose main thing was like to kill Johns. This is a really great movie. It will bum you out. It'll probably cause you to have a lot of really big feelings, but if you want to know more about that story in like a really digestible format, this is a really well-made, great movie. Mallrats, another classic. I fucking love Mallrats. This is one of my favorite comedies as well. Master of the Flying Guillotine. I haven't seen this in like forever. I really liked this movie as a teenager. I don't know if I would still like it now, but Nick and Nora's Infinite Playlist. Absolute classic. This is like, again, one of my favorite comedy movies. I really love this one. Detroit Rock City. If you haven't seen Detroit Rock City, just fucking do it. It's about some teens who are trying their asses off to go see Kiss, but everything in the world is trying to prevent them from doing so. And if you are also into like weirdo shit, Giuseppe Andrews stars in this, which is really odd and really funny. His character is great. I really love this movie, even if it is kind of just a really big advertisement for Kiss. Pee-wee's Big Adventure, another classic. Large Marge scared the shit out of me when I was a kid. Planet Terror, Knocked Up. I feel like I should rewatch this to see if I still think it's funny. I liked it at the time, but this came out like fucking like when I was like 13 or 14 type thing. So I don't know how this stand up. I say I like this came out when I was like 13 or 14, but I kind of like doubt that's even true. This probably came out like when I was like 10. Yeah, 2007. I was 10 when this came out, so I don't fucking know. Ilsa, She-Wolf of the SS. I got that. This is another one of those ones I was talking about like in my last video, is a movie I've had for fucking ever that just sits there. I do know what this one is, but it's like Nazi exploitation shit. But like, this is one of those ones I've had. I bought this at like the CD game exchange when I was like in high school. David Lynch's Inland Empire. Okay, this is a movie I honestly have no idea what the fuck this is. So like, dude, literally these people I like don't talk to anymore. let me borrow this, and I just kept it, and I haven't talked to them in like years. Anyways, this movie, okay, where's Hero 1, first off? And just like look at this cover. It's like obviously some like really like garbage homemade trash. It doesn't even have like a description or like plot synopsis on the back. And like the back does not make it look like very good either. There's like a child drinking milk, a guy at like a computer. I guess there's like flames. I don't know. I should set this out so I can watch it and report back, honestly. Again, one that I don't know well if I'll feel aged well, but I loved when I was a teen, which is Harold and Kumar Go to White Castle. Absolute classic that does stand the test of time. Half Baked. Monty Python's Life of Brian. Lost River, a film by Ryan Gosling. I'm really not familiar. I don't know what this is. And a movie I fucking love. It's the double pack of Euro Trip with Road Trip. I really love these so much. It's so good. This is just... I'm just a sucker for this style comedy. A more modern one that I also think is hilarious, Forgetting Sarah Marshall. Classic Fast Times at Ridgemont High. It's one of those ones I think everybody should watch at least once type beat. The 40-Year-Old Virgin. I watched that for the first time just pretty recently, actually. Within the past few years, but like, it's probably been like 3 or 4 years in reality. Good Burger. The Girl Next Door. I really love this movie. This one's pretty funny. If you haven't seen it, like these kids like live next door to like who is like a porn star, I'm pretty sure, and they're horny about it, simply. I actually watched this for the first time super recently, The Chum Scrubber. This is like one of those like really weird like indie films that I feel like everybody's seen. Like if you're into weird shit, you probably came across this. It's one of those ones I always saw the cover but I never actually watched, and I finally watched it pretty recently. I had a pretty good time. Beavis and Butthead Do America, the Beavis and Butthead movie. And one I absolutely love. This is one that like, this is probably my toxic traits. I will die on this hill that Grandma's Boy is a great movie and always will be. It's just one of those comedies where I'm just like, it just fucking hits for me. I am convinced due to my taste in comedies that I'm like, was meant to be like a stoner, like 19-year-old guy in like the Y2K era for how much I like love this. And then last but not least, Coraline. Wow, I actually feel like I blew through those, but maybe it's because I didn't have much to say because I didn't know what a lot of them were. Anyways, that's all my DVDs, horror, non-horror, etc. And then from here, I'll probably post collection updates. I'm going to try to tackle Blu-rays pretty soon. That's my next goal, because I feel like the VHS in itself is a really big beast to me that's intimidating. So I'm saving that for last. And also, they're just like a way bigger pain in the ass to like take on and off the shelf to show you guys, so I guess that's part of it. Anywho, with all this garbage and like not so much garbage I have here, if any of these are like a lot of the shit like I did not know what it was, if any of them are like worth watching, you're like, that's actually my fucking favorite movie, please let me know, because like it's to the point with like some of this stuff that I have, like it's like, where do I even start with this random bullshit? I have no idea what it is that I like picked up because it was cheap or whatever. Like, if any of these are really worth checking out, please let me know. And again, if you ever want to review from any of the things that I have here, if you want me to talk about like non-horror movies I like, I would love to, you know? So anyways, thank you guys so much for watching. This has been me, Ellie Looks from the Crypt, and I am out.